Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. An absolutely gorgeous afternoon for baseball at Roberto Hernandez Stadium. Game 2 between the USCA Aiken Pacers and Georgia Southwestern Hurricanes. Here on the Peach Belt Sports Network, my name is Noah Adcock. With sunny 75 and a little bit of breeze. We played 10 innings last night. A brilliant back-and-forth pitchers duel. USC Aiken winning on a walk-off error, scoring 2 in the bottom of the 10th down to their final strike. Blake Martin had the game-tying single, and off the bat of Sal Lamo, the error coming from the second baseman, Kelson Johnson, got the Pacers their opening win of the series. Today, two young arms going toe-to-toe, both with familiarity with this mound. Pacers looking to take the first 2 games of the series and guarantee a series win. Southwestern looking to equalize this series and set up a Sunday rubber match tomorrow afternoon. A couple changes in the lineup for 8th-year head coach Josh McDonald, but 7 of the 9 starters remain the same, including each of the top 4 in the order. Drake Harmon leading off back at the top. He's the only lefty in the order, with Kelson Johnson and Devin Murphy behind him. Evan Wainman had a couple hits yesterday. He will DH and bat 4th up in the order. Josh McDonald into the lineup. He did not start yesterday, replaces Tripp Helgeson at first base. Edwin Melendez back behind the plate. Drew Reeves and Jacob Reeves 7 and 8. And Caleb Gibson into the 9 spot. He will play center field, taking over for Noah Jones, who played left yesterday. True freshman Ben Shepard on the mound for the Pacers. Shepard, a very solid introduction to college ball, 3-1, a 4.05 ERA in 6 starts. He has dealt with some command issues, top 5 in walks in the conference, but put up his second career quality start last time out against Columbus State. Another early start, first pitch of the ball game, rolled softly to the right side. Diaz underhands to Shepard, and at 1:57 p.m., 3 minutes early, the first pitch of the game is a 3-1 putout.
The second baseman, number 35, Kelson Johnson.
That's the kind of efficiency that has defined Shepard at his best. He introduced himself to the Division II level in the most emphatic of methods. He was the first player in Division II recorded history to throw a no-hitter in his collegiate debut. Did so against Morris Hill back on opening night on January 30th, the 10-0 win. Over the Lions, he did so in less than 90 pitches. Misses high to Kelson Johnson, 1-0. And for as good as that debut was, the strikeout numbers are not incredibly high. He's been more of a pitch-to-contact arm, and even that night, that's how he showed himself. Finds the knees, 1 ball and 1 strike. After retiring Harmon on 1 pitch, the next 8 batters will all hit same-sided against the right-handed freshman. 1-1 clips the outside corner, framed up nicely by Donovan Glisson. Hurricanes mustered 2 runs on 4 hits yesterday, utilized a series of free passes. 1-2 from Shepard is looped out into right center field. Harding and Jennings converge. It's Chance Jennings to make the catch, 2 down in the top of the first. The rest of the defense for the Pacers, Johan Rodriguez in left, Evan Harding in center, Chance Jennings in right. Maverick Grigsby and Yariel Diaz man the corners on the infield. Osman Melendez and Sal Lamo up the middle. And for the second consecutive game, it's Donovan Glisson behind the plate. Shepard looking for a 1-2-3 first. Devin Murphy is the batter. He's been one of the more productive hitters in the Peach Belt this year. Takes inside, ball 1. Murphy hitting .364 on the year, has a team-high 31 runs batted in. That's top 5 in the conference. 1 for 4 last night. Fastball outside, 2-0. Pacers in their all-white Saturday uniforms. Hurricanes in the gold tops and white below. Rare you see white on white in terms of the pants for both sides. But that's what we have today in Game 2 of the 3-game set. Hitters count for Murphy, and he takes a called strike. Shepard peppering the outside corner to back-to-back righties. He got in on the hands of Harmon, so glove side appears to be a bit more confidence building right now. Murphy still ahead. Pulls it on the ground to third. Snatched on a couple hops by Grigsby. Low throw dug out by Diaz. And Ben Shepard posts a painless top of the first. 1-2-3 go the Hurricanes. Aiken to the bat for the first time when we return on the Peach Belt Sports Network.
No hits, no errors, none live.
USC Aiken, the exact same starting lineup as yesterday's walk-off win. Pacers a 3-2 victory with 8 hits on the day, 7 of which were singles. Not a lot of hard contact against either Evan Kohler or Jackson Raper. Looking for better luck today. Evan Harding, Chance Jennings, Yariel Diaz the top 3. Blake Martin had both RBIs in the win. He'll hit 4th in DH. Sal Lamo and Johan Rodriguez 5 and 6. Donovan Glisson, Maverick Grigsby, Osman Melendez the bottom 3rd. And they take their swings against the 4th-year junior and former USC Aiken Pacer, Derek Espinoza. Espinoza's 6th game, second start of the year, spent 3 seasons in a Pacer uniform before transferring out to Georgia Southwestern when former head coach Holder was let go by the coaching staff. Espinoza found a role in the bullpen as a multi-inning reliever. He has taken over the Saturday starting spot now and fires in a called strike on Evan Harding. Espinoza 1-2, a 4.43 ERA this year. Took the loss against Tampa last weekend, but had 4 unearned runs allowed. Defense did not give him much help. Harding pulls it on the ground underneath the glove of the third baseman Reeves, and down the left field line it goes. It's bobbled and left by Murphy. He can't pick it up, and the throw into second is not in time. So it's a single for Evan Harding and then an E7 on Murphy. That gives Harding an extra base.
Right fielder number 2, Chance Jennings.
Southwestern's defense has been its one question mark. They had 2 errors yesterday, including the final play of the game that cost them a chance to push the game to the 11th. That was a tough play for Reeves. He was unable to make it. Does not get hit with an error himself, but then Murphy botching the ball in the outfield leads to a free 90 feet. Murphy moving over to left field. He was in center yesterday, couldn't make the play on the line. The Pacers have a man in scoring position right off the jump for Chance Jennings. First pitch rolled back up the middle. That's Reeves, the shortstop. He throws low, and it's not dug out by McDonald. Lackadaisical up the center for the shortstop, Jacob Reeves. 2 errors on 2 plays, and there are men at the corners with nobody out.
First baseman number 24.
An intensely inauspicious way to begin the bottom of the first for the Hurricane defense. Errors for Murphy and Reeves. And now the Pacers are thinking about a big inning. Yariel Diaz has a chance with 2 on and nobody out. Diaz 3 for 4 with a hit by pitch yesterday. Espinoza in some trouble and flips in an off-speed outside. So right off the bat, the same issues that befell Espinoza in his first start of the season, with some shoddy defense behind him, once again rearing their ugly head. Hitters count for Diaz, and he puts it on a line into left field for a base hit. 3 straight batters reach. Harding comes around to score, and it's 1-0 early, Aiken in front. Diaz with his 27th RBI of the season. 1 behind the current batter, Blake Martin, for the team lead. The Hurricanes defense, you met Murphy in left, Gibson is in center, and Harmon in right. The 2 Reeves of different spelling on the left side, Drew Reeves at third, Jacob Reeves at short. Kelson Johnson, the second baseman. McDonald gets the start at first. And once again, it's Edwin Melendez behind the plate. Martin, the team's only lefty in the lineup. First pitch swinging as well, lashes it out to deep center field. Gibson tracks it down in front of the wall, plenty deep enough to move Jennings up to third base. So it's a productive first out for Martin, moving Chance 90 feet away from doubling the lead. 2 hits and 2 errors in the first 4 batters. USC Aiken attacking Espinoza. It's a new coaching staff and a whole bunch of new players for the Pacers, but there is a little bit of familiarity for the remainder of Aiken's player staff that knows Espinoza from those 3 seasons. He redshirted here last year. His best season with the Pacers was as a freshman. Sal Lamo takes ball 1. Saturdays have been a revolving door for the Hurricanes. Espinoza looking to provide some stability in the middle of the weekend rotation. Hurricanes utilized Wade Johnson in that role to begin the season. He had also used Tevin Montgomery a couple times in starts. Off speed outside once again, 2-0. Espinoza, not many walks on the year. His best outing came in relief against USC Beaufort, went 4 1/3 scoreless. 2-0. Clips the outside corner, right on the edge for a called strike one. Espinoza took the loss against the then number 1 team in the country, the Tampa Trojans. 2-1. Outside edge called a strike. 5 consecutive takes by Lamo, and Espinoza has even the count at 2. Not much of a drop-off offensively from Tampa to USC Aiken. The Pacers are tied at the top of the Peach Belt in batting average as a team, hitting over .330. The 2-2 runner goes, lifted in the air out to right field. Harmon's underneath it. Jennings will tag from third. No play at the plate. It's a sacrifice fly for Lamo, and a 2-0 advantage, 2 outs in. The 2 errors coming back to bite the Georgia Southwestern. Aiken takes advantage, has a 2-0 lead, and Diaz is still aboard for Johan Rodriguez, who leads the conference in batting average. He now has enough ABs to qualify and is hitting over .500 in his first year with the Pacers. Left fielder takes a called strike. All weekend long, the Aiken Pacers have made it an effort to be aggressive on fastballs early. You saw that from Jennings, Diaz, and Martin all going after the first couple of pitches. Now Espinoza has adjusted. Breaking ball first, then the fastball. He gets Rodriguez to swing through. Espinoza looking to escape this first with just the 2 runs allowed. 0-2 on Rodriguez. Outside with a good slider. Good location, a better take. RBIs for Diaz and Lamo in the inning. Aiken with a multi-run advantage. 1-2. In the dirt, blocked well by Melendez. He had a fine defensive showcase yesterday. Pacers did not attempt a steal in last night's ball game. Diaz 1 for 1 this season. He's not a huge threat to go. Count even. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Espinoza paints up the outer edge and gets his first strikeout of the day, but Aiken scores twice with help from 2 errors and lead 2-0 as we head to the second. Ben Shepard retired the Hurricanes in order in the top of the first, needed just 9 pitches to do so. Now he'll see the central third of the Southwestern lineup, Wainman, McDonald, and Melendez, 3 straight righties. Pacers leading 2-0 on 2 unearned runs in the bottom of the first. Shepard drops in the breaking ball for a called strike. Shepard 6'6", 215 out of Tryon, Georgia, was all state out that direction. Off speed misses outside 1-1. Small school out on the western side of the Peach Belt State. Made his way to Aiken and has made an immediate impact on the ground to third. Grigsby to Diaz once again. Pacers start the second the same way they ended the first with a 5-3 putout. 4 up, 4 down brings up Josh McDonald, who has not started either of the last 2 games. He started each of the team's first 22 contests before being replaced by Tripp Helgeson at first. McDonald Jr. out of LaGrange, Georgia. Same high school as Devin Murphy. Puts the first pitch he sees out to shortstop. 2 big bounces for Osman Melendez and a routine play. Shepard continues to do what he does best, getting soft contact early in counts to minimize his pitch count.
The catcher, Edwin Melendez.
4 ground balls and a pop-up to shallow right center. Edwin Melendez, the catcher for the Hurricanes, will look to be the first man to reach base against Shepard. Melendez hitless in yesterday's game, 0 for 4 with a walk. Check swing on a breaking ball, and he fouls it off unintentionally. Melendez did have himself an RBI, hit a slow roller back to the pitcher. That was when Joe Rocher was still on the mound. Rocher looked the runner back to third, but said runner then broke forward and was able to come around and score. Off-speed misses inside. It's a hit by pitch. They're going to say that Melendez got caught on the front arm right around the inside corner. And there is base runner number 1. Pitching-wise, hit by pitches have been the one true issue for USC Aiken. Free passes in total a bit above where first-year pitching coach Davin Conway would like them to be. Walks took a heavy turn at the end of February, including a nightmarish weekend against Middle Georgia. First pitch rolled on the ground by Drew Reeves to third. Grigsby has to hurry and makes a heck of a throw on the run. 1 pitch after the hit batsman, Shepard gets himself right back in the dugout. 5 ground outs in the first 7 batters, and there is no score for Southwestern. Pacers lead by a pair. Pacers leading 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the second on a perfect afternoon for baseball at Roberto Hernandez Stadium. Sunny and 75, barely a breeze to speak of, just enough to be happy with under the awning behind home plate. Pacers posted a couple of unearned runs, 2 hits and 2 errors in the first inning. Singles from Harding and Diaz, RBIs from Diaz and Lamo. And now it's up to Espinoza on the mound to get back into his rhythm. Derek Espinoza looked good, allowed a couple pieces of hard contact, but it was the E7 and E6 on back-to-back batters to start the frame that really put him behind the 8 ball. Not the return home he imagined. Head coach Josh McDonald playing the narrative game a little bit. Donovan Glisson leading off. He takes a called strike with the breaking ball. In a rotating sea of Saturday starters, McDonald doubles up on Espinoza in his return to his former program. And the Pacers were ready for him in the first. 0-1 on Glisson. Glisson bunts it in the air, perfectly dead-end on the third base line, but it rolls foul, strike 2. That ball, had Glisson not squared around, likely would have got him right between the shoulder blades. Instead, he stayed in there, somehow able to get the bunt down without harming himself or others, put it skyward but not high enough for the catcher Melendez to track it down, and it bounced harmlessly foul. Had it not done so, it likely would have been a guaranteed single. Espinoza did end the first with a backwards K of Johan Rodriguez. Despite the 2 runs allowed, Espinoza needed less than 15 pitches to get through the first. Ahead 0-2 on Glisson, and he bounces in the changeup. Hit off the all-blue catcher's gear of Melendez. It ricocheted towards the on-deck circle in front of the Pacers' dugout, third base side. Glisson, Grigsby, and Osman Melendez at the bottom of the Aiken order, looking to make something happen. Espinoza the 1-2. And a fine breaking ball has Glisson waving at strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs for Derek Espinoza. And the Savannah native has a pair of Ks to build off of in his first 4 outs. He has adapted well after the first couple batters went fastball hunting. Espinoza has begun to lean on that slider more and more. Now facing the freshman Maverick Grigsby, and Grigsby serves the fastball foul. Maverick 0 for 4 yesterday. The bottom 3 on the order were a combined 1 for 12 with 4 strikeouts. Grigsby slightly open from the right side, and he waves over top of the sinking fastball. Espinoza at 5'11", 180 from the right side. Not the most physically imposing pitcher, but mixes speeds well and locates out of the middle of the zone time and again. And he gets Grigsby to chase well off the outside corner, cut one off the edge. That's 3 consecutive Ks for Espinoza, and 2 down in the inning.
Shortstop number 17.
He has settled in after the difficult start, and now putting the onus on the Hurricanes hitters to back him up. In the meantime, Osman Melendez digs in, the final man to face Espinoza for the Pacers. Melendez takes a called strike at the knees as head coach Keith Gorman, usually the third base coach, has rolled over towards his dugout, unhappy with the approach that has been shown so far in this inning. Back-to-back batters chasing strike 3. Slider put on the ground to Reeves at short. One big bounce for the shortstop. McDonald a long stretch, and he holds the bag. It's a quick bounce back second for Espinoza. Derek Espinoza, 2 Ks and a ground ball. To the third we go, 2-0 Aiken. No runs, no hits, 2 errors for Georgia Southwestern. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for USC Aiken through 2 innings. It's the Pacers 2 and the Hurricanes 0. A lot of deuces and a lot of goose eggs on the board so far at 2:22 Eastern. Reeves, Gibson, and Harmon due up for Georgia Southwestern. 8-9-1. Jacob Reeves 0 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts yesterday. Ben Shepard does not have a punch-out yet, but has also not allowed a barrel. Righty into his windup, finds the bottom of the zone, 0-1. Shepard looking like a brilliant steal of a find for new head coach Keith Gorman. Gets Reeves to wave through the slider, 0-2. Talking with a couple other Peach Belt Conference coaches, especially after that no-hitter on opening day, as this is lined out to deep right field. Jennings, with plenty of room, makes the catch. 1 down to start the third. Shepard's a guy that you almost look at yourself and wonder how he didn't end up with your program, folks. Across the Peach Belt would love to have an in-state player for the state of Georgia, a guy that really just exemplifies what this conference can be. A lot of talent, perhaps a little overlooked at a 1A program. But he has certainly found a home as a Saturday starter for the Pacers. Another first pitch swing. This is Caleb Gibson, keeping Jennings busy in right. 2 batters, 2 flyouts to right field. Back to the top of the order, Drake Harmon on the first pitch of the day, grounded out to first base. Shepard working quickly, working efficiently, and staying out of the middle of the zone. For a freshman, you can't ask for anything more than that. Had a quality start in the win against Columbus State last weekend, and a good start to begin this Saturday afternoon against GSW. Misses outside with the changeup, 1-0. Shepard 2 2/3 hitless. He retired 8 of 9 batters, first time through the order. 1-0, misses a bit outside. The only man to reach for the Hurricanes first time through was Edwin Melendez. He got hit by a pitch with 2 outs in the second inning. 1 pitch later, Shepard was done on a 5-3. Fastball called strike at the bottom of the zone. Harmon still looking for his first hit of the series. 0 for 4 with a walk and a hit by pitch between the two games. Shepard into his windup, misses a little bit downstairs. Pacers would love to see some length for Shepard. He's on that pace at the moment. Likely to be a bullpen game tomorrow. Kerry Herndon Brown would be the anticipated starter if it is. 3-1. Lofted out into left field. Rodriguez drifts back over to his right and makes the catch right above the hat. 3 up, 3 down, 3 balls in the air. Shepard keeping his defenders busy and keeping the Hurricanes off of both the hit and run columns. 2-0 Aiken. To the bottom of the third we go. Derek Espinoza has retired the last 6 batters he's faced after 2 singles and 2 errors were hit upon the scoreboard in the first 3 batters. Aiken's back at the top of their order. Harding, Jennings, and Diaz leading 2-0 via those 2 unearned runs. Evan Harding started off the bottom of the first with a base hit under the glove of Derek Reeves at third. He was content to stop at first, but the ball was bobbled by Devin Murphy in left. That was the first error of the inning. Harding takes a called strike, a little bit off the inside corner. Burying in on the hands. And again, Espinoza has settled in very nicely and now is pitching with much more confidence than he was at the beginning of the day. Harding hooks underneath the cut fastball, 0-2. We have seen very few four-seamers since the first couple of batters for Espinoza. Everything has started to move, and therefore has been a much tougher look for the Pacer hitters. 0-2. Too far outside. And Espinoza has shown the ability to go deep into ball games. It was just an 11-pitch second inning for him. Went 5 1/3 against Tampa, went 6 against Augusta University 2 weeks ago. Harding reaches out and pokes the changeup away to stay alive. That was a relief outing against Augusta. Got a start of just 1 inning from Tevin Montgomery. And then Espinoza cleaned up the lion's share of innings behind him. Another 1-2 inbound. And it's launched out to center field, just got underneath it. Gibson with room to spare makes a two-handed catch at eye level. Harding puts a charge into it, just missed it appears. 7 straight outs recorded. Here's Chance Jennings. Bounced one up the middle, reached on an E6 from Jacob Reeves. It was just Reeves' second error of the season, and it was the team's 3rd error so far this weekend in a game plus. Jennings then came around to score on a sac fly from Sal Lamo. Chance thought about the bunt, takes a called strike around the outside corner. Jennings holds the hands low and away from the body. Espinoza from the stretch. Hard hit out to short, backhanded by Reeves, and this throw right on target. So the tougher play of the two Reeves has had to make off the bat of Jennings. He's able to make the play cleanly. 2 up, 2 down. Espinoza continues to mow through. First pitch misses inside, 1-0. Diaz RBI single last time up. Powerful first baseman. 3/4 swing got fooled on the breaking ball. Yariel, multiple hits in 7 of his last 9 games. Pulls this wide of third base towards new head coach Keith Gorman, who has his Pacers 10 games above 500. Pacers had a streak of 22 consecutive winning seasons from 1999 to 2021. Ball and 2 strikes on Diaz. Softly on the ground to short. Busy day for Reeves up the middle. High throw for McDonald. Another 3 up, 3 down inning. Espinoza's put away 9 consecutive batters, but the Pacers remain in front 2-0.
No runs, no hits, no errors, none left.
Three hitless innings for Ben Shepard. He has always pitched a little bit better here at home. That's not uncommon for a first-year player, being more comfortable on the mound that they spent all fall practicing upon and get to continue their reps out. A little bit more of a standardized pregame routine as well. Just get in the proper mindset a little bit earlier when you can work of your own accord. Johnson, Murphy, and Wainman due up in the top of the fourth. Pacers leading 2-0 through 3. 2 runs, 2 hits for Aiken. No runs, no hits, 2 errors for the Hurricanes. Kelson Johnson 0 for 1 with a fly out to right center field. And Johnson will step out as it appears Ben Shepard was having issues with the signs. They have the receiver attached to the left wrist right up underneath the bright red glove, and it appears that Shepard was not receiving the signs properly. It's back-to-back games in which we have seen the Pacers have some form of issue with the communicator. Yesterday, C.J. Lincoln was late to get back out to the mound as he was getting things adjusted. Second trip through the middle of the order for him. Pacers looking to take 2 out of 3 at minimum from the Hurricanes if they can get the win today. Chance to go for the sweep tomorrow if so. Fastball called, strike 1. Aiken did take 2 of 3 from the Hurricanes last year and lead the season series, or the all-time series, 34-21. Shepard's 0-1 drops in a little bit off the inside corner. Shepard wanted the call, did not get it. From the windup, lifted foul, got in on the hands a bit more that time. Solid Saturday crowd here at Roberto Hernandez Stadium, and hard not to want to be outside on a day like today. 1-2 to Johnson. Pulled foul, pulled the string on the changeup. Had Johnson lunging out in front. Either side with a hit since the bottom of the first. Pacers got a pair of singles, and since then Espinoza and Shepard have dueled back and forth. It's another potential pitcher's duel brewing in the early goings. Shepard back to work, and it's fouled off once more. Still searching for that first strikeout of the day. 4 fly balls and 5 groundouts induced by Shepard. In the 10 batters he has faced, the 6th pitch to Johnson is rocketed down the right field line and fair. It hooks towards the corner. Johnson hunting for extra bases. He will pull up at second with a stand-up double to begin the top of the 4th. First hit of the day for the Hurricanes, and just like that, the tying run comes to the plate in Devin Murphy.
The left fielder, number 5, Devin Murphy.
Johnson continues to find ways on base. Team leader in walks. Raising that on-base percentage up over .450 on the year. Murphy grounded out to third in his only at-bat thus far. Breaking ball called, strike 1. Short lead at second for Johnson. Did swipe a bag yesterday. That somehow avoids hitting Murphy. Breaking ball started behind the right-handed hitter's helmet. He ducked out of the way at the last possible second. Equalizes the count 1-1. Lamo will hold Johnson on at second. Big hole to the opposite way for the right-handed hitter. Lifted skyward, got underneath it out towards center field. Evan Harding coming in. Runner will tag at second. Take 2 hard steps and put the brakes on as Harding lofts it in towards the cutoff man, Melendez. 1 on, 1 out. Evan Wainman will try to move Johnson over if not in and get the Hurricanes on the scoreboard. Yesterday, Southwestern put up 1 in the 6th and 1 in the 10th in their 3-2 loss in extras. Wainman 2 for 5 in that game. He was the only player with multiple hits for GSW. Breaking ball called, strike 1. Wainman's driven in 22 on the year. Chance to add to that total with a man at second. Tipped into the mid on the fastball, 0-2. Riding a 6-game hit streak and trying to extend that. Hurricanes had a handful of different players with some form of hit streak coming into this weekend. Shepard ahead 0-2. Popped up on the infield towards the middle of the diamond. Melendez makes the catch, 2 away. Fastball in on the hands. Wainman handcuffed and sent it skyward. The only question was which of the middle infielders would come down underneath it, Melendez or Lamo. And as is often the case, the shortstop takes priority. Back-to-back batters retired after the leadoff double. Kelson Johnson remaining out at second base. Josh McDonald steps in. Was 0 for 7 in the first 2 games against Tampa. And then sat both Game 3 there and Game 1 yesterday. His first pitch swinging out to right center field. Harding over. Harding makes the catch. And Shepard works around the leadoff double to keep the Hurricanes scoreless through 4. After 3.5 at Roberto Hernandez Stadium, it's the Pacers 2 and the Hurricanes 0. Into the bottom of the 4th, 2-0 USC Aiken. They took the lead with a pair of unearned runs in the bottom of the first inning. RBIs from Yariel Diaz and Sal Lamo. But since Diaz's RBI single, the starter for the Hurricanes, Derek Espinoza, has retired 9 in a row, starting with the man who leads off the bottom of the 4th, Blake Martin. Martin lined out sharply to deep center field. That knock ended up advancing Chance Jennings from second to third. Jennings came around to score on Lamo's sac fly. First pitch to Martin, taken for a called strike, changeup on the outside corner. Espinoza continues to pitch with a low count and has not gotten very deep on very many hitters. 2 hits allowed, 3 strikeouts, no walks. A deep breath from the stretch. And Martin lifts it out to deep right center field. Gibson chasing back, runs out of room, and it's off the base of the wall. Martin cruises into second base. He's got a leadoff double, and the Pacers have their first extra base hit. With that swing, Blake Martin has now taken sole possession of the conference lead in 2 baggers. Devin Murphy and Evan Wainman, both of Georgia Southwestern, were tied with him at 10, and that was Martin's 11th. Blake's now 3 for 7 this weekend. Smiling out with Gibson out in center field. Gibson, a Columbia native, and Martin's from just outside of the state capital out in Irmo. Some overlap for them previously. Sal Lamo had the sac fly last time, and he takes a called strike right around the outer edge. Lamo still hitless on the weekend, 0 for 4 with a couple of Ks, but did pick up the RBI in the first. Aiken looking to add to their advantage. Lamo drops a bunt down towards third. It's knocked down, but not caught cleanly by Espinoza, and everybody is safe. Derek Espinoza trying to run to the backhand. He could not secure it cleanly. And we'll see what the call ends up being. It is going to be an infield single. Lamo gets the bunt base hit, and there are men at the corners with nobody out. That was going to be a very tough play for Espinoza. It was well located by Lamo, and he was hustling hard out of the right-handed box. Espinoza would have had to either make the throw across his body or take the time to set and fire. Either way would have been difficult. Johan Rodriguez, first pitch swinging, fouls it towards Keith Gorman. '19 Junior College World Series champion, trying to bring the Pacers back to the NCAA tournament. Pacers and Hurricanes both receiving votes in the D2 Baseball Top 25. Runner on the move from first. The pitch is outside. Throw down is a good one and not quite in time. Lamo just sneaks the hand in underneath the tag. Snap tag was put on by the second baseman Johnson, but Lamo in with his 12th steal of the year anyway. Talked about it yesterday. The Hurricanes have had trouble controlling the run game, and runners are now 26 of 28 against Edwin Melendez. Corners come in with nobody out. This is put in the air out to center field. Sends Gibson drifting back. That will be plenty deep enough to score Martin from third. Lamo takes third base himself. It's a sac fly for Rodriguez, and the Pacers make it 3-0. Rodriguez with his 18th RBI of the year.
The catcher, Donovan Glisson.
Pacers now have 2 runs via the sac fly and 1 via the RBI single. Still with a chance to add to the lead as Lamo's 90 feet away from a 4th Aiken run. That will be the first earned run charged to Espinoza today. Glisson struck out swinging last time up. Reeves and McDonald, the corner infielders, both will play even with their respective bases with a runner at third and less than 2 outs. Glisson goes fishing at the slider. That slider is what gave Espinoza his highest degree of success against the bottom of the order. He had a run of 3 consecutive strikeouts, Rodriguez to end the first, and then Glisson and Grigsby to begin the second. 0-1. Bunt is put down, runner coming home. It was a safety squeeze, and the tag is applied with plenty of time. Lamo got a late break. McDonald was already playing in. The bunt was hit sharply right at him, and it's a second out without a run coming across home plate.
Third baseman number 40.
Goes down as a fielder's choice for Glisson. But the Pacers unable to grab that 4th run. 2 down for Maverick Grigsby. First pitch swinging, he lines it out into right field. Harmon stumbled and then makes a shoestring catch. First base umpire says that it was caught on the fly. Glisson keeps on running. Pacers are going to continue to circle the bases as the Hurricanes jog off the field. Keith Gorman wants an explanation from the home plate umpire as Georgia Southwestern vacates the premises. Maverick Grigsby just keeps on going. He circles all 4 bases just in case. And Keith Gorman wants to say that ball was trapped by Harmon as the right fielder stumbled, recovered, and then tried to make the catch. So they are going to bring the 3 umpires together. Glisson had been at first and just kept on going. And there's going to be a 2-part conversation if by some reason this gets changed out. So the question is, was that caught on the fly by Harmon or not? Home plate umpire doing most of the talking. And out is the confirmed call. So after all of the extra cardio, it's going to be an L9 in the book and a hard-hit 3rd out for Maverick Grigsby. Rodriguez's sac fly brings home Martin and adds to the lead. Aiken leading by 3 as we head to the top of the 5th. 4 scoreless, just 1 hit allowed for Ben Shepherd. He's been rolling through, gave up a leadoff double in the top of the 4th against Kelson Johnson, and then promptly retired the next 3 men on pop-ups to either center field or shortstop. Pacers have granted him 1 more run and now have a 3-0 lead in the top of the 5th. Here on the Peach Belt Sports Network, I'm Noah Adcock-Howith. Game 2 out of 3 between the Pacers and Hurricanes. Final one of the series set for tomorrow at 1 p.m. Slightly questionable forecast potentially in play. Going to be some overnight rain. The question becomes how early it hits and whether it involves us at all. Last Sunday, in the Pacers' loss to Columbus State in extra innings, Aiken had to play through some rain right at the end of regulation. Turned into a rather nasty 9th and 10th innings. Edwin Melendez takes a called strike at the knees. 6-7-8 due up for GSW as the Navy and Gold look to get on the scoreboard for the first time. Shepherd into his windup. And the big righty misses high. 1-1. Just 40 pitches for Ben Shepherd, 2 pitches into his 5th inning. Slider slices underneath the bat of Melendez, who was the first man to reach for the Hurricanes and the only man to reach first time through the order. Got hit by a pitch, and then 1 pitch later, Drew Reeves grounded out. Infield playing back against the catcher Melendez. 1-2 offering is down to even the count. Still without a strikeout, it hasn't really mattered for Ben Shepherd. If anything, his pitch count has stayed lower as a result. 2-2. Outside, Glisson slides to his right to keep it close, and the count goes full. Always want to avoid the leadoff base runners if you can, especially a leadoff free pass. And so this is a bit of a big pitch to Melendez for Shepherd. Here he comes and gets him swinging. Melendez late on the sinking fastball. There is Shepherd's first strikeout, and there's 1 down in the top of the 5th.
The third baseman, Drew Reeves.
Both these teams entering today 7-3 in conference play. These two, along with Columbus State, tied for second in the Peach Belt. North Georgia is 12-1 in conference and 21-5 overall. Breaking ball drops in for a called strike. North Georgia got the 8-3 win over USC Beaufort yesterday. Beaufort, along with Claflin, still winless in conference play. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Drew Reeves. Believe Claflin's the only team out of the 11 in conference that are not playing a conference game this weekend. Just a bit outside. Home plate umpire thought about it, and it's 2-1. Reeves grounded out his last time up, right on right. Sends it skyward to right center field. Harding over to his left. Fighting the sunshine, he makes the play. 2 down in the top of the 5th inning.
The shortstop.
Pacers will be at USC Beaufort next weekend and then have Claflin coming here. So after this weekend, their next 6 conference games will all come against teams without a conference win. Jacob Reeves 0 for 1. He takes a called strike. That Beaufort series is on the road out on the coast. And then Claflin makes the drive from Orangeburg to Aiken, one of the easier drives in the league. In on the hands, popped up. Third base side of the diamond, but quickly out of play. And it's 0-2 on Jacob Reeves. Shepherd looking for another 1-2-3 inning. It would be his 3rd out of 5. No signs of slowing down for him. Target way outside. 0-2 pitch. Rolled out to Lamo at second base. He gobbles it up on the fringe and flips over to first. 3 up, 3 down. How about 5 scoreless for Ben Shepherd, and the Pacers in control. 3-0 halfway home in Game 2. Redshirt junior Derek Espinoza has looked solid on the mound. 4 innings, 3 runs, but just 1 of them earned. He's given up 4 hits and struck out 3. All the emotions that can come with a return to play against your former team, he has kept them under control, and for the most part, he has kept the Pacer bats under wrapped. There was a lot of turnover this year. A lot of players going out, a lot of players coming in for Aiken. Osman Melendez puts it on the ground to short. Reeves to his left, 1 pitch, 1 out to start off the bottom of the 5th.
The center fielder, number 1, Evan Harding.
This is not the only conference opponent that has some 2025 Pacers on the roster. When North Georgia comes to town in the final week of the regular season, Brady Skipper and Brody Yeomans will both return, each of whom are making a notable impact for the top team in the Peach Belt. Evan Harding back at the top of the order. He's also first pitch swinging. A diving play by Reeves. Heck of an effort to keep that on the dirt, but no chance to get Harding at first. It's an infield single for Evan Harding. He's 2 for 3, and there's a man aboard with 1 out in the 5th.
Fielder number 2, Chance Jennings.
Much like Ben Shepard, Derek Espinoza has been able to get a lot of contact early in counts. That's a notable piece of the plan for Keith Gorman and the Pacers. They like that early aggression. But it also means that through 4 1/3, Derek Espinoza has only thrown 48 pitches. Chance Jennings 0 for 2. He takes ball 1. Reached on an error in the first, grounded out to short in the 3rd. Infield double play depth with the amount of ground balls that Espinoza has been able to produce. That's certainly on the minds of all 4 infield defenders. Harding a short lead. Espinoza picks over, rifle to throw into the chest of McDonald. Not in time. Harding's 4 of 4 stealing this year. Espinoza decently quick to the plate. Certainly gives Melendez a chance back there. Another pickoff. This one also not in time. Low pitch counts mean no action in either bullpen. It's more of a boon for the Pacers than the Hurricanes. Jennings got jammed. Lofts it lazily to Harmon in shallow right. Long run in. He makes the catch. Nowhere for Harding to go. 2 down. Chance 0 for 3. 2 outs in the bottom of the inning. Yariel Diaz 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Gets a chance to add to his run of multi-hit games. See if the Pacers look to put Harding in motion with 2 down. First pitch swinging right back to Espinoza. It's another quick inning for the right-hander. Works around the single. Needed just 7 pitches in total to get through those 4 batters. He strands Harding aboard and pushes us on to the top of the 6th. Briskly placed ball game between the Hurricanes and Pacers, and Aiken leads by 3 through 5. Caleb Gibson leading off the top of the sixth. Ben Shepard has powered through 5 strong innings, allowing just 1 hit, only 1 strikeout to his total. But that 1 knock, a leadoff double from Kelson Johnson in the top of the 4th, and Shepard has retired the next 6 batters after. Gibson, Harmon, and Johnson due up 9-1-2. Hurricanes still trying to solve this impact freshman. First pitch breaking ball gets Gibson waving out in front. That was the curve with a little more depth than the flatter slider that we have also seen some of. Gibson 0 for 1 with a fly ball. Curveball at the knees, 0-2. Outfield continues to play deep, trying to keep everything in front of them. It's often been the case this weekend for Aiken. Harding straight up in center. 0-2 fastball, big hop over to third. Bouncer for Grigsby, high throw, and Diaz holds the bag for out number 1. Well played on both corners by Grigsby and Diaz. Back to the top of the order we go. Drake Harmon 0 for 2. Grounded out to first and flown out to left in 2 chances. The Hurricanes offense has just been taken out of this game time by time. And we mentioned in the previous half inning that the lack of bullpen movement means a little bit more for the Pacers than it does for the Hurricanes. As the first pitch fastball is hooked foul towards third. The reason for that is because it is still TBD on who will start for USC Aiken tomorrow. But based on previous Sundays, it is likely going to be some kind of bullpen day. That usually means Miles Chabi picks up the lion's share of innings in the middle, and Kerry Herndon Brown could well have the start depending on how he's feeling. Changeup misses outside. But the Hurricanes have had a pretty solid Sunday plan all year with the true freshman Johnny Nutt, who has won the Peach Belt Conference Rookie of the Week 4 straight times. Fastball high, 2-1. He and Ben Shepard have been 2 of the better freshmen in the region on the mound. Nutt's 4-0 with a 2.5 ERA. And he went with a 1-run complete game last time out to upset Tampa. For a freshman to do that on the road against the number 1 team in the nation speaks to the kind of player that Nutt could potentially be. His ability to go long also means that the pen is likely to be less utilized tomorrow. 3 balls and a strike on Harmon. And he hits it hard towards first. It bounces up and past Diaz and into right field. Harmon turning around towards second, and he is in standing up. The initial call is hit. It will be a 1-out double for Harmon. Second extra base hit of the day for the Hurricanes. And GSW has a man in scoring position for the second time in 3 frames. First hit of the week for Harmon brings up Kelson Johnson, who has the team's other 2-bagger. Johnson doubled past Diaz in his previous at-bat. A couple very similar 2-baggers for the top of the Hurricanes order. Fastball called strike 1. Shepard falling behind got into a fastball count, and Harmon was sitting dead red on it. Hit it hard, but hit it right into the ground, but it still was able to motor past Diaz to his glove side, hugging the line all the way into the corner. Shepard picks back to second base, or at least in the general vicinity. Lamo was still hustling in from the Keystone. So the throw was off to the first base side of the bag. Keeping Harmon honest. 0-1 on Johnson. Misses outside to even the count. Pacers with a 3-2 win yesterday. Entering the day 17-7 on the year. 10 games above 500. Hurricanes at 14-10. Both teams 7-3 in conference. This is lined out to second over the head of Lamo and into right center field. Harmon wheels around third. The throw home is going to be cut off up in front of the mound, and it's an RBI single for Kelson Johnson. Hurricanes get on the board with Johnson's second base hit of the day. Southwestern with a little bit of life. That will bring Murphy to the plate as the tying run.
The left fielder, Devin Murphy.
Johnson with his 12th RBI of the year. Second-year Hurricane making an impact at the top. 1 on, 1 out, and 1 in for Murphy. Called strike a little bit off the outside corner. Shepard gets a bit extra with help from the frame by Glisson. First time Shepard has been in legitimate damage. Just takes a check on Johnson, who's 5 of 5 stealing this year, 1 for 1 yesterday. See if the Hurricanes look to challenge Glisson behind the plate. There he goes, right on cue, pitches outside, throw is high, and in time, but the ball was dropped. They called him out. The ball ended up back behind second base, and time is called by Josh McDonald, the third base coach, because the third base umpire emphatically punched out the runner, and then the ball came out of Melendez's glove. So they're going to bring the umpires together, and if either of the umpires had a look at that ball, it's likely going to be quickly overturned to a safe call. It was a close enough play. The snap tag deemed to have gotten the upper half of Johnson before the feet got in, but then because the ball came out of the mitt, that's where this call comes into question. Johnson trying to stay perfect on the bases. Has the red sliding mitt on the left hand, but opted to go feet first anyways. And that may have been his undoing if this call is not changed. And out is going to be the call. Josh McDonald wants an explanation. And he is understandably frustrated. 3 umpires come together. And the ball that ended up out in shallow center field, quickly snagged by Lamo, is deemed an out call. And now Josh McDonald is walking down the third base umpire. It's an official warning for Josh McDonald, and quite frankly, he may have earned the opportunity to do so. 1 ball, 1 strike, a caught stealing for Johnson. Means there's 2 down in the inning, and that severely hamstrings the Hurricanes' comeback bid, at least for the moment. A tough call to stomach for Southwestern. This inning has completely changed in its capacity. Murphy now hitting with 2 outs and nobody on. That puts Shepard back in the windup. Check swing. They will appeal. He did not go. Ball 2. Murphy a ground out and a fly out, 0 for 2. Shepard into his wind. Called strike. Now 1 pitch away from getting out of this 6th inning with just the 1 run allowed. McDonald frustratingly clapping his hands in the third base coaching box. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Murphy on the breaking ball. Hurricanes get 1 RBI single from Johnson, but nothing else after the caught stealing in the K. Pacers back to the bat, leading by 2.
Blake Martin.
Blake Martin leading off the bottom of the sixth. Hurricanes trailing by 2 in the bottom half. Got on the board with an RBI single from Kelson Johnson. But Ben Shepard, with some help from a controversial call out at second base, able to escape without further damage. Got the caught stealing of Johnson and then a strikeout to end the frame. Martin, Lamo, Rodriguez due up, and it's still the starter Derek Espinoza out there. 5 innings, just 1 earned run, but the 2 unearned from the first loom large. Martin lines the first pitch he sees into left field for a base hit. Blake a big turnaround first. He'll put the brakes on and a high throw coming in from Murphy. Martin's got a 2-hit day for the second straight night, and the leadoff man is on in the sixth.
Second baseman number 8, Sal Lamo.
2 teams tied for second in the Peach Belt Conference, both at 7-3 in conference play. These 2 in Columbus State, all looking up at North Georgia. This one of 5 conference games going on this weekend. Only Claflin is out, and that's usually the case. 1 weekend per team gets taken off the conference schedule by virtue of the odd number of teams. Sal Lamo 1 for 1. Takes a breaking ball in the dirt. Augusta's at Middle Georgia. AU got the win yesterday. They're now 9-4 in conference. Middle Georgia 3-10 in their first year of Division II play. Just about to get going. Flagler at Lander. Flagler leading 2-0 in the top of the 5th. The Bearcats of Lander do not have a hit through 4 innings. Both of these teams right in the middle of the pack. Lander's also 9-4, just like AU is. That's going to be a fun one when they match up with the Pacers at the first weekend of April. That'll be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series, neither team playing on Easter Sunday. 1-0 to Lamo, misses inside, a back pick to first, and Martin in time. That comes on the heel of back-to-back pickoffs, so Blake drawing heavy amounts of attention from both members of the battery. Columbus State knocked off Georgia College yesterday, and they lead 2-0 in the third today in Milledgeville. Fastball inside, 3-0. Columbus State has the head-to-head win over USC Aiken. They won't see Georgia Southwestern until the final weekend of the year, but their overall record the lowest of the 3. Called strike inside corner, 3-1. Southwestern 14-10, Columbus State 12-8, and USC Aiken 17-7. Put in the air on the 3-1, hooking down the right field line. A long run for Harmon. He can't get there. It falls for a base hit. Lamo bloops in the knock. He's got a multi-hit day, and the Pacers have back-to-back base hits to start off the bottom of the 6th.
The left fielder, Johan Rodriguez.
Keith Gorman has been adamant about those recovery innings, answering the bell when you give up a run in the top half, finding a way to get something back in the bottom. And now the home plate umpire is going to beckon both field umpires towards him, uncertain what the reasoning is for this. And the biggest score in the conference right now, worth noting, USC Buford is 0-13 in conference play. North Georgia is 12-1, and the Sand Sharks are leading the Nighthawks 6-1 in the 6th inning. It was a closer game than the Nighthawks might have expected yesterday in the 8-3 win. And now USC Buford has come back. They've got 10 hits off of North Georgia. Home plate umpire continuously pointing out to right field. Seems a little bit frustrated. And you wonder if it was just about the positioning of the 3 umpires, where they all needed to be on that blooper into right. First base coach Riley Nelson asking about what all went on. Everything seems to be squared away. Johan Rodriguez is the batter. Infield unexpecting bunt. Rodriguez squares and takes ball 1 in the dirt. Johan a strikeout and a sac fly. Brought home the 3rd and most recent Pacer run. Cooper Sane now beginning to stretch out towards the Hurricane bullpen down the right field line. 1-0. Taken high, another bunt attempt pulled back by Rodriguez. Espinoza has missed with back-to-back offerings, and none have been close enough for Rodriguez to even think about trying the bunt. Martin at second, Lamo at first, 2-0. Bunted down the third base line. That will get the job done. Reeves goes to first. McDonald gave way to Johnson, the second baseman. So it's a 5-4 putout on the sacrifice bunt. Rodriguez does his job to perfection, moves both runners into scoring position with less than 2 outs for Donovan Glisson. Glisson tried the squeeze bunt last time, was unsuccessful as McDonald cut down Lamo on a 3-2 putout. Glisson 0 for 2 today. Infield still in. Off-speed misses outside. First base is open if Espinoza falls behind and would rather face Grigsby with a force everywhere. Gibson out in center, coming a bit more shallow. 1-0 slider drops in at the top of the zone for a called strike. Pacers holding on to a 2-run lead, 3-1 in the bottom of the 6th, out hitting the Hurricanes 7-3. Both errors have come from Southwestern. Espinoza at the belt, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Glisson out in front of that diving breaking ball that has been Espinoza's bread and butter today. Pacers began the inning with back-to-back hits from Martin and Lamo. Now trying to utilize them and bring home at least 1 run. Ball and 2 strikes on the catcher. And he goes down swinging, chasing in the opposite batter's box. A big strikeout for Espinoza, his first since the 2nd inning and 4th overall.
Third baseman, Maverick Grigsby.
An intensely timely strikeout, and Glisson's 0 for 3. Maverick Grigsby comes to the dish, 0 for his last 20. Trying to shake off the slump. A base hit could score 2. Slider called strike. Spirals its way to the outer edge. Grigsby has struck out and lined out to right field. A sharp line drive that was plucked off the grass by Harmon. Espinoza shudders to a stop. Misses further outside, 1-1. Sane has slowed down, not up and moving in the pen at the moment. All eyes on Espinoza with 2 on and 2 out in the bottom of the 6th. He kicks and deals. Lined into right field. Harmon was playing the gap, and he makes the catch. Another hard hit out to the backside for Grigsby. Pacers get a couple of hits and leave 2 men on, unable to answer the call, and it's a 2-run game as we head to the final third of regulation.
Is a designated hitter, number 34, Evan Wayman.
Evan Wayman leading off the top of the 7th for the Hurricanes. Ben Shepard back out, 6 one-run innings for him, 3 hits, and he's done so on just 67 pitches. Averaging just over 11 per frame, he'll look to keep that pace against the middle of the Southwestern order. First pitch to Wayman, cut on and missed. 2 strikeouts, 0 walks for Shepard. Giving up 2 doubles and a base hit. Kelson Johnson's RBI single Last inning got the Hurricanes on the board. Wainman holds the hands high and away from the body. Yanks a breaking ball down the line, foul towards the Pacer bullpen. Currently unmanned and inactive. Given that Shepard went up towards 90 pitches in his college debut, you know that he's good to flirt with triple digits in his total. And he is far from there at the moment. 0-2. Swing and a miss. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and Wainman goes down swinging. Dropped the bender in at the perfect time. Third K for Shepard. It brings up Josh McDonald. First start in 7 days for him. Didn't play in the last 2 for Southwestern. McDonald has grounded out and flown out. Shepard to the wind. Breaking ball check swing. He did not go. McDonald does have 3 home runs and 27 RBIs this year. 1-0 from Shepard is punched foul between the legs. McDonald got off to a brilliant start this campaign. Had 10 RBIs in the opening 3-game set against Trevecca Nazarene. Slowed down slightly, but still strong overall. 1-1. Runs in and hits him. Breaking ball backs up on Shepard. It's the second hit batsman for him today. And it brings the tying run to the plate in the form of the other man who's been hit by a pitch, Edwin Melendez.
Number 25, Edwin Melendez.
Melendez has not put a ball in play. A hit by pitch and a strikeout. He's 0 for 5 with 2 free passes this weekend. 1 on, 1 out. Shepard back to the stretch from the third base side of the rubber. Rifles in the fastball, called strike 1. Pacers will see the freshman lefty Johnny Nutt tomorrow. It will likely be Kerry Herndon Brown on the mound. What is inevitably going to be a bullpen game. Curve misses high, 1-1. Pacers and Hurricanes alike each only used 1 reliever in the 10-inning game yesterday. 1-1 to Melendez. Smoked back foul. Joe Rocher went 6 1/3, 4 hits and 1 run for the Pacers. C.J. Lincoln got the win with 3 2/3 behind him. Evan Kohler was predictably brilliant. The conference leader in strikeouts had 10 in 8 1-run innings. And Jackson Raper took the loss. Curve misses high, 2-2. One on, 1 out, top of 7. Fastball down. Count goes full on Melendez. Hurricanes have not had multiple men on base at the same time all day. And Shepard picks over, just keeping an eye on Josh McDonald. McDonald has not attempted a steal this year. Shepard nods yes to the sign from Glisson. The payoff. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Little bit of an indecisive call from the home plate umpire, but it was right on the edge, and it freezes Melendez for the first backwards K of Shepard's day.
Third baseman, Drew Reeves.
All 4 strikeouts have come in the last 2 2/3 for Ben Shepard. 2 have come against Melendez. Now 2 down for Drew Reeves. Reeves takes a called strike 1. Hitless in 5 ABs this weekend with a hit by pitch. That came yesterday against Rocher. Shepard's 0-1 is punched back foul into the netting behind home. 1 strike away from 7 1-run innings and working around the 1-out hit batsman. Still nothing in play this inning. Shepard shutters to a stop. Target at the knees. The 0-2. Misses low and outside. Shepard still way ahead. McDonald remains at first, held on by Yariel Diaz. Short lead, not looking to go anywhere. 1-2. On the ground to short, funneled by Melendez. He goes the easy way to Lamo and brings the 7th inning to a close. It's time to stretch at Roberto Hernandez Stadium. Pacers up 3-1 with a couple innings to go. Melendez, Harding, and Jennings due up in the bottom of the 7th for the Pacers. You're watching on the Peach Belt Sports Network. I'm Noah Adcock-Howith. It's still Espinoza out on the mound. Derek Espinoza, 6 innings, 3 runs, just one of them earned. First quality start of the year for him. Redshirt junior out of Savannah has impressed in his return to Aiken. Melendez shows bunt, puts a good one towards the pitcher's mound on the third base side. Espinoza has to hurry and does. 1 pitch, 1 out. Pacers continue to press their luck on the small ball. Espinoza, who struggled to make a play on a bunt attempt previously, had no difficulties there. Just a little bit too close to the mound and too far from the third base line enabled an Espinoza to scramble off of the hill and make the play. Melendez is 0 for 3. Back to the top we go. Evan Harding, a couple hits in 3 tries. He's first pitch swinging. This is in the air out to right field. Harmon has room. 2 pitches, 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th.
Right fielder number 2, Chance Jennings.
Back-to-back nights where both starters just cruising into the deep part of their respective ball games. Espinoza, 69 pitches, 6 2/3. Here's Chance Jennings, 0 for 8 in 2 games this weekend. Still looking for that first hit of the series. He takes a called strike. Even in a scenario where Jennings was likely taking all the way, it's still a perfect pitcher's pitch from Espinoza. Product of Camden County High School out that way. Misses the knees, 1 ball, 1 strike. Espinoza redshirted last year for the Pacers, but in 2 years for Aiken, 21 games, he was 3-5, a 4.37 ERA, right around where he's been with the Hurricanes. A consistent presence. Breaking ball nubbed softly towards second. Johnson has to hurry. Low throw in time, and it is a quick 5-pitch inning for Espinoza. Derek Espinoza goes 3 up, 3 down, does so in a hurry, and we head to the 8th. Still 3-1 Pacers. 8-9-1 for the Hurricanes in the top of the 8th, and it is still Ben Shepherd out on the mound. The freshman phenom went a complete game, a no-hitter in his college debut. This is his longest outing since. Back-to-back quality starts in the books. Went 6 strong against Columbus State last weekend. Even better here against Georgia Southwestern. Scattered 3 hits, 1 run, 4 strikeouts. He has not walked a batter. And that, perhaps, the most important piece of his development is his ability, even when he misses, to avoid those free passes. Just 2, and they've both been hit batters. Jacob Reeves, a line out and a ground out. And Shepherd misses high and tight, ball 1. Both starters have worked quickly. Both starters have limited long at-bats, and neither one has walked a man. Fastball chopped foul by Reeves. Espinoza had 72 pitches through 7 innings for Georgia Southern. Shepherd now at 83, 2 pitches into his 8th inning. Had a bit of a long frame in the 6th. Other than that, relatively painless. 1-1. Just a little bit upstairs. Gibson and Harmon waiting in the wings. Hurricanes trying to turn the lineup over. And they will with a line shot into right center field. That splits the gap, cut off by Harding. Reeves hustling for 2. The throw is offline. It's a leadoff double for Jacob Reeves. First hit of the weekend for the shortstop. Redshirt senior, who had a 7-game hit streak snapped Sunday against Tampa and then went hitless yesterday, gets his first hit in 7 days, and it's a big one, bringing the tying run to the plate with nobody out in the 8th inning. And that will spur some action for the first time in the Pacer bullpen. Miles Chabe and Will Eichler both beginning to stretch. And Keith Gorman, the head coach, is out to the mound, rather than Davin Conway, the pitching coach. At the moment, nobody is throwing, so you can't imagine this is going to be a move. And we'll see whether it's Eichler or Chabe that gets the call to get hot. Gorman brought his entire infield in for the conversation. Josh McDonald used the opportunity to speak with his base runner, his batter, his on-deck man, and the man in the hole, along with first base coach Trey Chapman. A big swing from Reeves, and now Caleb Gibson will try to parlay that into a second run for the Hurricanes. Gibson has flown out to right and grounded out to third. He's the 9-man in the order. Grigsby in front of the bag at third base. Diaz playing in at first. See if Gibson looks to bunt. He will not. And he takes a called strike right on the outer edges. No balls and a strike. Top of the order, waiting in the wings for the Hurricanes. Shepherd, 2 checks at second, now the 0-1. Breaking ball in the dirt, smothered cleanly by Glisson. Both head coaches opting to keep the same catcher back there, despite the fact that it's a day game after a night game. You will likely see that change tomorrow. Ryan Becker will likely have the dish for the Pacers. 1-1. Pulled to third, past the drawn-in Grigsby and into left field. Reeves gets the stop sign at third as Rodriguez lines up to throw in, but the tying run is on for the Hurricanes with nobody out. It's the risk you run. Grigsby stayed in at third, even though Gibson had not squared around in either of the first 2 pitches, and a ball that he likely makes a play on usually, instead is hit too hard for him to make the play at close range. Gibson gets his first hit. There's 2 on and nobody out for Drake Harmon, who's 1 for 3. Harmon doubled and scored the team's first run back in the 6th. The Hurricanes, you knew they were not going to go away quietly. A little bit of momentum built up after Derek Espinoza retired the side in the bottom of the 7th on just 5 pitches. Kept the pressure on Shepherd. First one to Harmon. Outside, changeup misses low and away. Righty getting warm quickly in the pen for the Pacers. Grigsby even with the bag at third and playing off the line against the lefty. Called strike on Harmon, 1-1. Diaz holding the runner on at first. Both Melendez and Lamo thinking about the double play. Lamo shifted away from second base due to the left-handed hitter. Melendez right up the middle. Line towards second, past the diving Lamo and into right field. Reeves comes around to score. It's an RBI single for Harmon. 3 straight men have reached to start the 8th, and it's a 1-run game. Line keeps moving for the Canes. 3-2, still with nobody out.
The second baseman, number 35, Kelson Johnson.
Harmon's 17th RBI of the year. And that's going to be the day for Ben Shepard. He cruised through 7. But the 8th inning proves especially difficult. And Keith Gorman will take the baseball. 7+ for Shepard. And a fireman roll coming in. Tying run and go-ahead run on with nobody out.
Unofficial stat.
Miles Chabi is the new arm for the Pacers. Redshirt junior out of New South Wales in his first year with the program. 7th game out of the bullpen, 8th game overall. Chabi 3-1, a 2.86 ERA in 22 innings. Has been a long man out of relief more often than not, but now it's about stacking outs, and there's an arm moving behind him already. Looks like Will Eichler. Shepard's line not yet closed. 7+ innings, 6 hits, 2 runs already home, and he's responsible for both men on base. So now Chabi has to work through the middle of the Georgia Southwestern order, starting with Kelson Johnson, who's 2 for 3. Shepard just ran out of gas coming out for this 8th inning, allowed a double to Reeves, a single to Gibson, and then that single to Harmon. That put the Canes on the board. Made it a 1-run game, and Aiken's inability offensively to pull away or to truly unsettle Espinoza and get the bullpen riled up, looming large at the moment. Corner still playing in, still worried about the bunt. Johnson squares and takes a curveball up and in. Johnson 3 for 7 in 2 games against Aiken, 2 for 3 today. Single double RBI. See if he squares around once again. He will. And it's high and tight. Chabi nearly got him in the helmet. Chabi trying to get there in a hurry. Long stare at Gibson out at second. 2-0 is high and off the glove to the backstop. Throw back to second is knocked down. A little bit of chaos all the way around. The padded brick behind home had that ball trickle back to Glisson quickly. Gibson did not get a good read on the baseball. Meanwhile, Harmon at first was halfway to second. Glisson might have had a better play at first, but he did not want to throw to the trail runner. Instead, tossed it back to second. It was all Melendez could do to body it up and keep Gibson there. Meanwhile, it's 3-0, and it misses inside. A 4-pitch walk for Chabi, and the bases are loaded. Hurricanes were willing to trade an out for the advancement of runners. They were looking for the sacrifice with Johnson, and Chabi refused to oblige. Instead, the Hurricanes get all the reward without any of the payoff and load the bags with nobody down. Tying run 90 feet away as the Hurricanes look for a come-from-behind win. Devin Murphy 0 for 3. Chabi drops in a called strike with the slider. Glisson framed it up gorgeously at the bottom of the zone. Corners in, middle back. A base hit could potentially put the Canes in front. 0-1. Bounced foul towards the Aiken dugout. Two good sliders in a row. Murphy struck out swinging last time on a similar breaking ball to the one he just scooped foul. Still nobody out in the 8th inning. Nubbed foul off the front foot. Murphy goes hobbling away as the ball ended up out towards Maverick Grigsby at third base. All the momentum squarely on the side of the Hurricanes. A stressful situation for the Pacers on the home side. Still 0-2 on Devin Murphy. Just off the corner. Gutsy take for the left fielder. Been in the middle of this Hurricane order every single game. Still behind 1-2. A little bit down, 2 balls, 2 strikes. A couple very close takes. Murphy eyeing it all the way down. Team leader in RBIs looking to add to his total. Fouls it off again, and he got the umpire. Short hopped into the midsection of the man behind home plate. And Glisson will walk out in the direction of Chabi to try to give the umpire a little bit more time. Pacers bring the man behind the plate a little bit of water. Just try to let him catch his breath. Adds an intermission to the biggest moment of the ball game thus far. Six pitches from Chabi to Murphy so far. 4 sliders and 2 fastballs. Bases loaded, nobody out. A 1-run game in the top of the 8th. Hurricanes have already scored a run this inning on the RBI from Drake Harmon. Count even on Murphy. Way outside, ball 3. Nowhere close, and after walking the bases loaded with the free pass to Johnson, Chabi in danger of walking home the tying run. Eighth pitch coming. Fouled away off the facing of the Pacer dugout. Tried to sneak the fastball past Devin Murphy. Much easier said than done. Still 3-2. Chabi delivers in the dirt, ball 4. Back-to-back walks out of the bullpen for Miles Chabi. We are tied at 3. It's a blown save for Chabi.
Designated hitter number 34, Evan Wayman.
And there is still nobody out. The inability to take advantage of the sacrifice offering from Johnson looms large, and larger with each passing pitch. Batter is Evan Wainman. He takes ball one. Chabi had walked just 6 in 22 innings this year. Walked a third of that total in just 2 batters today against Southwestern. 1-0 to Wainman. Flown out into shallow center field. Johnson ready to tag. He will not advance. The throw in from Harding, rifled right to Diaz. A much-needed first out of the inning. Wainman unable to bring the go-ahead run home.
Josh McDonald.
And now a ground ball could end this inning with the score still knotted at 3. Bases loaded, 1 out for Josh McDonald, who's 0 for 2. Was hit by a pitch last time up. A ground out and a fly out before that. First one from Chabi. Lined up the middle, base hit. Harmon scores. Johnson gets the wave. The throw coming in from Harding hits off the plate. It's not in time. A 2-run knock for Josh McDonald, and the Hurricanes have gained the lead in the top of the 8th. All 3 runners that reached against Ben Shepherd have come around to score, plus one of Chabi's own creation. A big inning for the Hurricanes, and they have the Pacers on the ropes. The 8th batter of the inning is Edwin Melendez. McDonald, who entered second on the team in RBIs, now has 29 on the season. Curveball misses inside to Melendez. One-0 from Chabi. Called strike. Miles Chabi has not been in the big situations very frequently. He has been the long man. Gets a tough spot here. Runner on the move. Breaking ball misses outside. There's no throw. A stolen base for Murphy. Chabi never looked back at second, and Murphy swipes his 9th bag of the year. McDonald remained at first. Men at the corners. 1 out. And the line is closed on Shepherd, and right now he is in line for the loss. 7+ innings, 6 hits, but 4 runs. Both inherited runners for Chabi have scored. Hit deep out to right center field. Harding makes the catch, plenty deep enough to score Murphy, and the stolen base is big because it means Murphy comes home and makes it a 3-run game. Melendez with his 2nd RBI in as many nights. It's 6-3. It's a 5-run 8th for GSW.
Third baseman, Drew Reeves.
Drew Reeves will be the 9th batter of the inning. Ended the previous frame with a fielder's choice. Rolled a ground ball to short. He's 0 for 3. Breaking ball misses outside. The Pacers will be chasing a bigger total than they expected. They will have the middle of their order, but they're going to have to figure out how to solve Derek Espinoza, who's had a long time to sit and recover. Reeves pulls through the fastball, 1-1. Each of the first 5 batters in the inning reached base. A double, a single, and a single against Shepherd. Then back-to-back walks for Chabi, and he's paid the price. Breaking ball in the dirt. 2-1. Things deteriorated quickly on Shepherd, just ran out of gas, and Chabi, who appeared to be ready when coming in, just couldn't find his command. Walked Johnson on 4 pitches, lost the 9-pitch battle to Murphy. Popped up, shallow right field. Lamo out, Jennings in. Jennings makes the underhanded catch to end the frame, but the Hurricanes send 9 men to bat. They score 5. Batting all the way through the order, it's a 6-3 game as the Hurricanes have stormed into the lead. Well, Derek Espinoza has been brilliant. 7 innings, 3 runs, just one of them earned. He has scattered 7 hits, never more than 2 in an inning. And after the 2 unearned runs in the first 4 batters of the game, he has been as good as it gets. And finally, his offense has rewarded him. A 5 spot in the top of the 8th has the Hurricanes in front of the Pacers 6-3. Now 6 outs away from evening the weekend series at 1-1 and setting up a rubber match tomorrow in a likely battle of southpaws. Johnny Nutt will be on the mound, and he is unbeaten in his college career. 4-0 for the first-year player. Yariel Diaz leads off and takes ball 1. Some action beginning in the bullpen for Southwestern. Tevin Montgomery and Cooper Sane were the 2 that are down there and stretching at the moment. Diaz 1 for 3. Spikes it foul. If the Pacers are going to mount a comeback in the late going, you'd expect it to start here. Middle of their order, 3, 4, and 5, Diaz, Martin, and Lamo. Espinoza, the 1-1. Lined into left center field, base hit. That will split the gap. Diaz, a big turnaround first. Murphy cuts it off. The throw will be cut off, and it's a leadoff double for Yariel Diaz. When in doubt, turn to the veteran, and the 6th-year senior starts the party.
The designated hitter,
Just the second extra base hit of the game for the Pacers. The other man with a 2-bagger is Blake Martin, and he's at the plate. 2 for 3, 3 hard hit balls. Doubled off the fence in right center, then singled his last time up the other way. His 1 out, a hard hit line drive to deep center field as well. 4 for 8 on the weekend. Espinoza from the stretch. Lined out to left center field, hooking away from Gibson. He will track it down in the gap. Diaz will try to advance, and he's in standing up. It's a hard hit ball again for Martin, deep into the gap and ran down. So Diaz advances, but it's the first out created by Espinoza. His longest collegiate outing, 7 1/3. Sal Lamo 2 for 2 with a sac fly. Pacers would look to bring a run home. Hurricanes would be happy to trade a run for an out at this juncture. Espinoza, good slider, fools Lamo. And the difference so far, when the Hurricanes set the table for that 5-run top half, it was the 8 and 9 hitters who set the tone. 0-1 to Lamo. Popped up behind first, fighting the sun. Johnson calls off McDonald and makes the catch. Nowhere near deep enough to move a runner, and an unproductive second out. But while the 8 and 9 men at the bottom of the GSW order were able to get the party going, the Pacers' bottom 4 are a combined 0 for 10. Unusual for a Pacers lineup that has prided itself on its length this season. Johan Rodriguez pops up the first pitch he sees. Another early piece of weak contact, and Murphy makes the catch. 8 innings for Espinoza. He continues to mow down his former team, and his side is 3 outs away from a Saturday comeback W.
I guess we'll play 9th inning.
Pacers going back to their bullpen. Brady Dunlop will take the mound for USC Aiken. Another change defensively. Ryan Becker is going to come in behind the plate, replacing Donovan Glisson. He'll be due up first in the bottom of the ninth. Still nobody throwing in the pen for the Hurricanes. Southwestern might look to get a complete game out of Derek Espinoza. Hurricanes 5 runs in the top of the 8th. They're leading 6-3. Espinoza, 8 innings, 3 runs, just 1 of them earned. After 9 men batted in the 8th against the combination of Ben Shepard and Miles Chubby, Jacob Reeves will lead off once again. His double against the starter Shepard began the rally that led to Southwestern taking the lead and now doubling up Aiken 6-3. Reeves, Gibson, and Harmon, 8-9-1. For Dunlop this year, 8 games, 3 starts. He's 2-1 with an ERA just north of 6. And now he is having issues with his communication device. Dunlop, 2 years at Barton, primarily a late-game reliever last year. This year he has rotated in and out. Did get the save last weekend on Saturday. Now he's just trying to preserve this 3-run deficit. Pacers will have the bottom 3 in their order up in the 9th. We'll see if it's Espinoza, Sane, or somebody else. Tech problems fixed. Dunlop at the ready. The first pitch to Jacob Reeves. Called strike, outside corner. Going to be a tough pill to swallow for the Pacers if they cannot get a comeback of their own going. Meanwhile, this is a big confidence-building win for the Hurricanes. After being held in check for 7 innings, they came alive offensively in the 8th. Breaking ball in the dirt, 1-1. It's the first time in 5 games they've scored more than 3 runs. And that 5 spot's something to build on, especially if they can add on here in the 9th. Lined out towards second. On the run, Lamo makes the catch at eye level. 1 down in the 9th inning. Doesn't get any easier tomorrow for the Pacers. In the rubber game, Johnny Nutt will take the ball. He just had a 1-run complete game to upset Tampa last weekend. 4 straight quality starts for him. So the Pacers wanted to get to the bullpen today. They were unable to do so. Batter is Caleb Gibson. Swings on the first pitch off the end of the bat. Lazy fly to center field. Ran down by Harding. Looked like it might be a long day for Espinoza as the first 3 batters went single and error, E6, and then another single to make it 1-0. Pacers tacked on 1 more in the first unearned. It was a 2-0 ball game after 1. But then Espinoza course-corrected and got down to business. The next 7 innings, he combined to allow just 6 hits and 1 run. That came on the sac fly from Johan Rodriguez in the 4th. First pitch swing for Drake Harmon. He yanks it foul. Harmon 2 for 4. Had an RBI single, brought home the first of those 5 runs last inning. Hits in back-to-back ABs for the right fielder. Senior out of Tampa, played for UT last year, previously at Santa Fe College. Outside 1-1. Dunlop looking to go 1-2-3. It will be Becker, Grigsby, and Melendez due up for Aiken at the bottom of the order. Ryan Becker came in to catch this 9th inning. Bounced back to Dunlop. He knocks it down, recovers, and underhands to first. A painless 1-2-3 for him. And now we head to the bottom of the 9th. Pacers need a handful, and it looks like they will see Derek Espinoza as he looks for his first career complete game. It's been another exciting one, back and forth on a beautiful day for baseball at Roberto Hernandez Stadium. And we have seen the performance of a lifetime from Derek Espinoza. 8 innings, 1 earned run. He has scattered just 4 strikeouts, none since the 6th inning, but in line for the complete game victory. It would be the 3rd CG in the last 3 wins for Georgia Southwestern if it holds. Double barrel action in the bullpen just in case. A 6-3 advantage for the Hurricanes as they look to take Game 2 of this 3-game set with USC Aiken. Rubber match would be tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. Kerry Herndon Brown against Johnny Nutt is who we expect the pitching matchup to be. This is Ryan Becker, came in as a defensive substitution behind the plate in the top half of the inning. First pitch from Espinoza is taken downstairs. Just 80 pitches for 8+ innings. Looking for not just the CG, but the Maddox if he can do it. Less than 100 on a complete game, a rarity these days. Outside, called strike, 1-1. Becker hitting .320 on the year, but he's 1 for 11 in his last 5 games. Center cut target from Edwin Melendez. Called strike 2. Becker seeing that cutter for the first time, and he was unprepared for it. Espinoza not taking his foot off the gas. No worse for wear into his 9th inning. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Becker got fooled badly. A breaking ball that was never a strike, and he still went down swinging. 5th strikeout for Derek Espinoza. Quickly disperses of the veteran Becker. Pacers have been taken out offensively over the last few innings. Maverick Grigsby 0 for 3. And he chases the breaking ball way outside. Espinoza pitching with all the confidence in the world, and the Pacers just waving at anything remotely close. The 0-1. Another chase on a breaking ball. Grigsby looking overmatched. The Pacers got taken out of the game in the top of the 8th with that 5-run back-breaking inning. 0-2. Outside. Good adjustment by Maverick Grigsby to not go waving at the same pitch that punched out Becker. Espinoza to the stop. A 1-2. Pulled to the left side. Backs up Reeves. Long throw in time. 2 down in the 9th. "87 pitches so far for Espinoza, and he is 1 out away from the complete game. Looks like Osman Melendez will not be the batter. It appears that Keith Gorman is going to go to a pinch hitter with 2 down in the inning. Just trying to extend this frame a bit longer. And Luke Vieira, the freshman, will get his 2nd collegiate at bat.
Pinch hitter for the Pacers, number 42, Luke Vieira.
Vieira 0 for 1, an RBI ground out in his only college at bat. That came in the 2nd weekend of the year against Emory and Henry. So it's been 6 weeks. And he's all that stands between Derek Espinoza and a complete game. Fastball misses low. 1 ball, no strikes. Vieira, freshman out of Oceanside, New York. Also played football in high school. Lines it foul down the right-hand side towards the Hurricane bullpen. 1-1. Next pitch will be Derek Espinoza's 90th of the day. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Vieira coming in cold off the bench. 2-1 against Espinoza. Flown out to right field. Harmon going back. He's in front of the track. Makes the catch. And it's a complete game victory for Derek Espinoza. He returns back to Aiken, where he spent 3 seasons. and gets the win in 9 innings. 6-3 is the final. The Hurricanes use an emphatic 5-run 9th inning to get the job done. 6 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors for GSW. They left on just 4. When they got a man on, they took advantage of the opportunities. Pacers, 3 runs on 8 hits and no errors. They left on 6. The win goes to Espinoza with a complete game, just 1 earned run. Gave up 8 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned. He did not walk a batter and struck out 5. A brilliant performance for the Savannah native. The loss goes to Ben Shepard. Good as he was through 7, he ran out of gas in the 8th. Gave up 3 straight hits, and in total, 7 plus 6 hits and 4 runs. He's now 3-2, and he takes the loss. A ball game that took 2 hours and 9 minutes in totality. And with that, each side has 1 win in the first 2 games of the series. Southwestern now 15-10. They are 8-3 in conference. USC Aiken 17-8. They are 7-4. And so the rubber match is set for tomorrow. Game 3, as the Hurricanes look to win another series in a row. They have won each of their last 4 weekend sets, and they have a chance to make it 5 straight if they can get the job done tomorrow. Pacers looking to bounce back after having dropped 2 out of 3 against Columbus State last weekend. Get back into their winning ways. They had won every series prior to last weekend. Again, 1 o'clock time, and we will see you there on the Peach Belt Sports Network. For Brent Hager, Brian Busher, Dave Fouth, and our entire crew, I've been Noah Adcock-Howarth. Pacers fall 6-3. Game 3 tomorrow, 1 p.m.